Well, yet again, Max Verstappen has put it on pole for the Qatar Grand Prix. Surprise, surprise. Anyway, the lap time to beat a 1 minute 23.778, which should be fun, should be interesting. A little bit slower than when we last raced here a couple of years ago, but there has been, of course, some changes to the cars. Also, the track has changed a bit as well, and that was a big talking point of the weekend. It has been resurfaced, which has caused a bit of sliding, a bit of, dustiness, and the track isn't very grippy. So I have done the best I can in Assetto Corsa to try and mimic those track conditions, so we have a bit less grip than what they usually would be around here. So yeah, hopefully you guys appreciate it, and fingers crossed we get some accurate lap times with that in mind. But yeah, we're going to try it and beat Max's lap. A really, really good pole lap, to be fair, considering the conditions. There were some challenges. McLaren seemed pretty quick, but just couldn't get a lap together in Q3, both invalidating. Mercedes seemed quick enough. Ferrari possibly on the back foot, and Aston Martin a bit of an unknown quantity. Anyway, we're going to get into it. For this video, we are using a brand new, newly released Qatar LaSalle International Circuit mod, which I'll leave linked down below. And also, I'm using a brand new Red Bull RB19, an actual RB19 Red Bull for this one. So this should be interesting. And like I said, both mods will be linked below, so go check those out. But yeah, we're going to get our first time lap underway and get into it. Guys, if you're going to enjoy this video, then leave a like and subscribe for more daily F1 content. Let's try and smash over 1,000 likes, and also subscribe, as I'm very close to that 100,000 mark, guys. If you look at my channel, we are less than 3,000 subs away, so if you want to help me get there, I would massively appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into it. Engine mode's activated. Gonna go for a baseline lap with default car settings. Currently on the C2 tyre, which is the medium for this weekend's event, the C3 being the softest available compound. Into now a tricky bit. We get through turns 1, 2, 3, which are fairly easy, but now is when the lap starts to get hard. This is where Checo invalidated, got knocked out in Q2 along with Carlos Sainz. Hairpin there, a little bit wide, a bit of understeer on the front and a bit of front locking. Now into this long right where you want to try and get a late apex, so you get a good exit. Keep it flat through the next one, or not. Never mind, that's a bit wide. I had to completely get out of it there. So that would be a track limits violation, and I will try to respect those track limits, guys. Eventually, for my best lap at the end, I want to try and respect it. So now for the triple rights, not quite flat through any of these at the moment, but they may be later once we get the soft tyres on. And now through the final few corners, just trying to clean up the lap and get it on the board. Final corner, brake at the 50, down a 4th gear. Again, you want to try and get a later apex than that, so you get a good exit and drive onto the pit straight. And across the line, our first lap is going to be 26.3. Okay, pretty decent. Pretty damn decent. That's 2.7 seconds away, so we could definitely work with that. So let's make some adjustments. So before the comments get into it too much, I want to say the finish line is not at the start of the straight like in real life, which makes no difference whatsoever to lap time. A lot of people think because the finish line is later, the lap time is slower. It makes no difference, because if you have a later finish line, it means you start the lap later. The distance you're actually traveling on the circuit, the lap distance, is the same. So the finish line placement makes no difference whatsoever. So let's get into it. Second attempt, we're going to ramp up these engine modes a little bit and see how we get on. We've now put the softest possible tyres on, which is the C3 compound. I've also reduced the fuel from 50 to 10 litres, and we've put a bit more front and rear wing on the car. So now we're going to get a bit of an idea. Also brake bias slightly to more the rear, so we'll see if that helps us out a bit. So far, feels pretty good. Trying to get that apex there at turn 2, beautifully done. I saw Verstappen's lap, and it looked very, very calm and controlled and peaceful at the wheel. No corrections, so I want to try and see if I can match that up. Also, let's try and make sure this lap is valid within track limits. I can feel the grip though. Soft tyres working very nicely. Already a second up here. To the long right. Power down nice and early. Just decent tyre temp. This is why we invalidated last time, so we're going to take a short lift, just so we keep it within the white lines. 1.7 seconds up as we now head into the fast rights. Is it flat? That last one is a bit of a lift and a downshift, but the first two are flat, which I think is the best we're going to hope for today. Already 2 seconds up here. Final corner. And just like that, we're going to shave off a big chunk of time here. Up to the line. What is it going to be? 24.2. That's more like it. I felt pretty good. Car working very well. Right, let's make some more tweaks. We can definitely do this. Got to find another half a second. So another thing I want to avoid is to try and go over the curbs a bit too much. I'm talking like maybe they would have done an F1 2021 or even in the F1 23 game version of Qatar, where you can basically do like, you know, this sort of stuff, where you can drive all over the curbs. You know, in real life, this is damaging their car. They've got some new curbs at Qatar this weekend, which are designed to keep cars within track limits. So here we go, we're going to ramp it up now, full engine modes and everything on the car working. So this is going to be all the trimmings. I've moved the brake bars slightly more rearward, so we'll see if that is going to help a little bit of late braking and rotation. So here we go, turn 1. Easy does it. Apex isn't absolutely necessary. Turn 2, same sort of principle applies. Very tidy start so far. 2/10 up. Track limits, track limits, track limits. Beautiful. To the hairpin. A little bit early on the brakes there, but that's okay. Get a nice exit as well. To the double rights. Braking a bit later this time, so we can get that later apex and just carry more corner speed overall. Flat through the kink this time. To the apex nice and early there. Back end trying to fight away. Now into the triple right-hander. Here we go. Oh, that was quick. Final one. Yep. Nice, nice. We're on target. Right at the front corner there, didn't get the apex, but we carried very good corner speed, and this is going to do it. This will get us below Verstappen's time. 23.4, and there it is. Wowzers. Right, we'll make... Really, there's no more tweaks to make. I reckon I'm going to try and send it one more time and just go with the exact same setup, but go in focus mode, silent mode, and see if I can shave off a little bit of time here and there. But there's not a ton more I feel like in that. Maybe a low 23, maybe a 0.2. But that was a pretty clean lap. Overdriving it. That's track limits. I think there's a bit more on that. That is a small improvement. I'm struggling to find time. There is a bit of, you know, a little bit here and there, but it's not as easy as I thought. Oh, mistakes are really creeping in now. Oh, God, I've done the Perez. There we go, I'll take that. That was about what I expected. I was actually really pleased with the last commentary lap I'd done. That felt pretty much perfect, so I knew there wasn't much more to find. So I'm glad we just shaved off those little tenths, those little mistakes we made, small fine errors, and we've put it all together. So 23-2, in the end we beat Verstappen by half a second. Now unfortunately the replay cameras around here just aren't that great. It's not even worth really showing a replay lap, so we'll just show you the setup for now and you guys can have a check. So for the tyres, C3 tyres with stock pressures, they were perfect on temperature, we had no trouble whatsoever. Fuel was set to 6 litres, so 2.4 laps, just enough to get an out lap and a timed lap. Electronics were set to qualifying and motor for the lap itself. Aero 6 on the front, 7 on the rear. I wanted a bit more on the rear end just to be a bit more stable, so I could really floor it through the corners and have a super stable car, so I could really throw the car around. And then the brakes, 52 bias, pretty much on the rear to help get that rotation, and there's not a lot of heavy braking zones, so you can get away with having some rear locking if that's an issue. Drivetrain, stock, everything else stock. Literally nothing here has changed, and yeah, pretty much guys, there is your lot. But there we go guys, that is it for today's episode of Can I Beat the Pole Time Qatar edition. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Smash the like button if you did. Subscribe for more daily F1 content on my channel. And because I'm very close now to 100,000 subs guys, honestly I'm so close. If you want to help me out, please subscribe to the channel. As always, links down below to the mods. As always, a big shout out to the members for supporting the channel. And finally, as always, check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them already. But guys, cheers for watching. Hopefully it's a good race and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and let's goodbye from me.